Hello, this is Baruch Fleischman, your host for the T.K.E Elevator Kollel. Sitting in my chair now, moving 67,000 miles an hour, rotating on a ball at 1,000 miles an hour. It's traveling in a circular orbit around the sun. And here we are learning the Zohar. Today is the 19th day of the month of Kislev. We are heading into deep darkness. It is December 17th in our calendar, 2019. The sun is in Kislev, which we understand is called Sagittarius in the language that we use, and the moon is in Virgo. We are going to begin our Zohar. The Zohar today is on page Pei Zion. It's on Daf Kuf Pei Zion in the, let me start over again. We're in Parshas V'Yeshev in the Mak B'Divash. It's on page Pei Zion, which is 87. And in the Zohar itself, it's on Daf Kuf Pei Zion Amud Aleph. So we're going to be down, let's see, where does it start? Wrong page. It's on page Pei Vov, which is in this Matuk, which is still Daf Kuf Pei Zion Amud Aleph. The Zohar says like this. I'm going to read the Zohar with it. We're in the Parsha here dealing with Yaakov, not Yaakov, with Yosef, and the fact that he's sold into Egypt by his brothers, and then all of the story that follows out of it. Now, in regards to that, we have to hear what the Zohar is saying and try to see how the Zohar fits into that idea. I don't see it myself, but we're in a string of, once again, a circular Zohar, and it has a lot of different parts to it. The Chok has chosen this. So the Zohar starts and it says, V'amar tol chazi hahu gufa. It's talking about a body, a man, and this is a Zohar that is a continuation. It's going on from where it started. It says, Ba'u rei zeh haguf shelo zacha levanim. A person's body, he means a person who doesn't have children. Machsiv, what is it written by there? V'avaya chavetz daku hecholi. That Hashem, this pasuk is a hard pasuk. This pasuk says is that Hashem chafetz, Hashem wants to cause this pain, which will bring perhaps a person into some kind of sickness. Im tasim asham nafsho, if he places his guilt on his soul. Yirei zer yarich yamim. In other words, a person takes this to heart, and as a result of that, he does tshuva, and therefore we're going to have to explain this. He will get length of days. Usually means in the next world. V'chefetz Hashem biyado yitzlach, and what Hashem wants to do for this person will have success. Now the Matuk says before for Amar Masha Kasev Hashem chafetz dako. So the phrase that Prince wants to, he's oppressing this person, is really what Hashem intends to do. Haikra is istachalabay, but you have to look into this pasuk to understand what he means. The pasuk zeh yesh ma lehisbainin. My chafetz, why does he want that this person should be suffering? Lama chafetz Hashem l'dekov l'yasrach b'yisurim. Why does he want to punish this person? L'zeh Amma begin the yizdake kadei sheyataher ma'avanosiv, in order to be able to purify the person from his sins. V'chein hachlo, so therefore he brings sickness onto the person. Ki milas daku, that word daku, Beloshan Arame Pirusha Tahara. So this idea of bringing him oppressing the person is also the idea of purifying the person. Mashkas im tasim asham. What does that phrase mean? If you should place guilt. Shoel im yasim asham miboyale. So he wants to say that the word tasim asham is a female construct, and if Yasim Asham is a male construct. And since he's talking about what seems to be a man, so therefore he places like that. So he says that's in Lashon Zohar. Ma'im Tasim B'Lashon Nukva. So why does he say that he should place him on his guilt in a female way? Although Nishbasa Ahader Mila, but really what it's talking about is a person's soul. Although the Shaman Emeris Milas Tasim. It's talking about take a person's soul and place him in a certain way. So if that person wants to rebuild himself the proper way, Kisharoa Shachato, so that he sees that he's out of line with Hashem, that that he has sinned before his master. Shalonis Aska Beperi Varibia. What's his sin? That he didn't engage in married life. Ba'olam Haza, in this world. Az Yira Zera, because if he does, he will see future, seed, his children. Pirusha begin Dahaki Nishbasa Ozlas Vishatas, because here's what he wants to say. He says that the neshama is free of a body, and it is swimming or flying through. This is the word that he uses for neshama. It's hard to say understand, but it's not physical. So that it is moving. It is moving freely. The fish neshama zo holechas of a shotetzes ba'olam. So it's really flying around the world. The rose b'nei adam ha'oskim b'tashmish, to see people who are actually engaging in intercourse. And what he wants to do is preparing himself to enter into that, the zera that's coming for that intercourse. The isazeg bar nash b'peri that a person is doing it as he is trying to be fruitful and multiply. And now he prepares himself to enter into that seed, which is the result of what a person is doing when he's involved in being fruitful and multiplying. So that neshama should come back into this world and be revealed and come back as a Gilgal in this world. And so that he get a tikkun as a result of he's going to be born. This man who is engaging in intercourse is going to bring his children into the world, beguf chadash, in a new body. So he said, and when a person does this, he gets this neshama, is able to enter into the place of tashmish. As a result of that, then he's going to get all length of days. So that person who is engaging in period of Aribia, this person is going to have length of life in this day, in this world. Mashalo ha'erech pam rishona, because since it's a neshama that's being misgagel, which is coming back into this world, then we understand that there's some flaw that kept him from going to his ultimate place in Gan Eden Elyon, in the upper Gan Eden. Because this person lives a shorter life because of the reason that he didn't do what he needed to do and to make children. So Hashem desires Pirush Da Oraisa. This is the Torah. The Torah that's in her. HaKodesh wants B'dei Atzlacha. So the Kodesh Baruch Hu has the ability to be able to make Chatzlacha v'yatzlich b'yada v'yizkel lilmod Torah lo sishtach b'pizaro ad olam. That the person who engages in period of rivya, and we're talking about the neshama that is now entered into that transaction between male and female. So this person is going to grow up and he's going to be able to be zeicha to learn Torah, and it'll be with his family for generations. And he says further, Tochazi, Afal Gav the Bar Nash Ishtad Baraisa Yamama Valelya. A person learning Torah day and night. Let's go to the Zohar. Umakore Mebue Kaima Be Libagana. Imekoro. So now he uses this word Makoro, which means the root of the fountain of his life. Umaaino, and that spring, Omed Bo Bechidam. They're standing there by themselves. That is, the person just wants to learn. He doesn't want to get involved with a woman. So he doesn't want to have children. There's no possible way for this person to be able to go beyond the curtain that separates the netherworld, or let's say the world that the neshama is floating around with, and its resting place. Ein lo mako de kodesh the bechitzasu shel Kodesh Baruch Hu. You can't come into the chamber of the Kodesh Baruch Hu, shuchum bechitzas hamalchus, which is the borderline and the walls of the Shechina of Malchus. V'tam adavar. So what's the reason for this? V'ha itma de beira b'demaya, that a water well of water. Ihu makora mabua lo olive bay love ihu lo olive bay love ihu bear. So he explains like this. V'harech lamada, we've learned like this. Sheber mayim, so a spring, a water spring. Im hamakor v'hama'ayin, if the well that it's coming from and its root, the root of its flow, where it springs out, niknas bo, enters into that bear, az edo bear mayim. Excuse me, he said, if it does not enter into this place, it's not a bear of water, it's not a well with flowing water, although he bore rake, but instead it's a bore, which is a pit, and it's empty. So what's the difference between a bear, which is a symbol for the Shekhinah, which is about to say to us, the bore is that the fount of life is in the bear. The bera umakora kachade inun, because in the case of a spring, that the well itself and and its root, the fount from which it come from, are one. Ki haber v'hamakor echodein. Ki b'li hamakor v'hama'ayin enu ber. Because if you don't have a fount from which all of this is pouring out, then it's just a pit. V'raza chade ihu v'okimna. So there's one secret over here, and we want to establish it. The sod echod lahem kamosh parashno. So there's one secret by them. It's odolomar. Gal malchus, because malchus, shchina, of tzilus, shehi sod the bear, which is the secret of this well. Because she'ain law sof shefa, when she doesn't have anything coming into her, he rake. He says shechabarek bechinas bor. She's like an empty pit. Shuhu b'li mayim. But what is the makor? The makor in Kabbalah is called yisod. So if yisod, so if the sod yisod shuhu hamakor and amayim, which is the shchina mashpia bar, and that makor, that ma'ayin is then pouring into her. Naases bear novaz mayim chayim. It becomes a bear which pours out living waters, children. So this man, if he gets involved in trying to make children, then that what happens is that down here, the actions down below are reflected in the penibus of reality. And as a result of that, it causes the Yisod and Malchus to come together. But Naas says how Malchus bebechinas bear. Then Malchus becomes a living well. So then the Matuk adds that after a person passes away, so after which is the flow of life itself. So let me go back and read it again. After a person is excused from this world, Zohar is that person who engaged in period of Aribia. He's going to be married to go into Ba Shehid Tzrur HaChaim, which is the fount of life. In other words, he will come to the place of the source of all life and what we strive for. He's going to, because he was dealing with being in intercourse in order to produce children. But if a person doesn't get involved in that action, then what he's doing is he's leaving the female as an empty pit, and as a result of that, the person cannot go into his proper place in the next world. Now the Zohar says like this, the Matuk brings in a little explanation of the part we're about to see. He says, he's a Pirush HaPasuk, moving along, Shum lachem mashkimikum. He read it wrong. Shava lachem mashkimikum. It's worthless. Those of you who get up very early in the morning. Chinam, it's for nothing. Hu masha'atem torchim l'kum b'chashkam la'asos malachtechem, even if it's learning Torah. So he says that a person that gets up in the morning and gets up early in order to go to work, Ma'achrei Shabbos, and then after Shabbos is over, Shavalachem, so it's worthless for them. Masha atem ma'achrim the shevis be'esek balachtam the miuta bitchoncham b'Hashem. So he says that a person who after Shabbos immediately wants to cut Shabbos short and go back to work, kamalachem. So he said, let me translate kamo kain shavalachem. It's worthless. Masha atem ma'achrim the shevis the Shabbos. So you put off Shabbos. In other words, you work late on Friday. And you're really nullifying your trust in Hashem. These people who are so worried about what they're doing in this world and taking care of their needs in this world, these people are going to wind up eating the bread of depression. So this sadness that the person does of the Torah and because of the work that he does, the person is always tied down. So that's the rest of the pasuk. Hello, Hashem the place where Hashem will give him what he needs. The Yedidah Hamanaded Shina Meinav Kadei La'asav Babalach Shemayim, to a person that is really working on Torah and trying to get to the work of Shemayim. Well, what's the work of Shemayim that he's talking about? He's talking about Perivaribia, about making for seed. V'amar Odin, he says further, Kislev Shav Lechem Mashkimikum, worthless for you, those who get up early. Machre Shabbos, after their before and after Shabbos. Ochle Lechem V'chatzavim, they eat the bread of depression. Kain Yitin the Yedidu Shenu. V'hikdim Lomar, so he comes first and he says like this, Ki Hagam Sha'amar Chazal, but besides the fact that the rabbi said, She'ein Mikra Yotze B'dei Pshutos, normally we have a rule that whatever the pasuk says, that its simple meaning is what it means. Im Kazeh Yesh Gam Sodas for Ramazah B'Kol HaTorah, but there's still secrets and different hints that are in the whole Torah. But pasuk Hanal, so this pasuk that we've been working on here, about Laramez al Mishula Rotza Lisa Isha. It's really talking about a person that doesn't want to get married. B'Zesha Amar, this is what it says. Ta'chazi Kama Chavivim Inan Mile Daraisa. How precious are these words of Torah. Ba'Varei Kama Chavivim Hem Divrei Torah. The call Mila Chamila Daraisa, that every single word of the Torah is Be Razim Elohim Kadishim. It has tremendously high levels of holiness. So every word of the Torah has secrets which are holy. That when Hashem gave the Torah to the Jewish people, so he says, what does that mean? He says, call Sodas Elyonim, offer the upper secrets, the most inner secrets, the secret of what is secreted and secret inside of a secret. So all of those Sodas Elyonim HaKadoshim, those holy secrets, as Kulam Nasa Dechem B'Torah, he gave all of them to us in the Torah. V'kul is Yehivil the Holy Yisach of B'Shat the Kabel the Raisa of B'Sinai, and all of them were given over to the Jewish people at the time that they received the Torah from Sinai. All of them got this, all of us got this at the time the Torah was given at Sinai. The forest, so the pasuk says that therefore you have to explain the secret of this pasuk. It's a pshat, and it doesn't contradict the meaning. Let's see what's going on. So he says, come and see. What does it mean right there? Shav lachem mashkimikum, you who get up early in the morning to go to work. Pirish inun yekidim, the ishtatkul, the love, inun dachar v'dukva the koyos. So he says, what this pasuk is talking about is about a person who is not male and female like he's supposed to be. Now, what does this mean? Elohim yekidim ba'olam she'enim zachar v'dakeva karoy lehiyos. What does that mean? Shalo naso isha, that a man did not mate with a woman. He didn't get married. V'akadman b'tzafra aviditaihu, and then he gets up early, so he avoids being home with a woman or whatever. He gets up early, goes to work. They say like this: Yesh echad v'ein sheni. He's an individual. He's not two. Gam ben va'ach ein lo. He also doesn't have a brother and a sister. What does that mean? Pirish hu yechide. He lives by himself. Ben and noise ish doesn't get married to a woman. The he yos lo ka'ach, so he could be like a brother. Lo azor v'lo holid ben, in order to help and give forth to a son. Now, here we're talking about, I think that the secret behind it, what he wants to say is that men and women are really one entity, but we're separated in this world. So it could be possible that you would say, well, I don't want to get involved with women. It's just too much trouble. So therefore, you will have no children. And that's all of this what comes out of this, because your oneness that you need to have, which has a reflection in the world up above, that comes between male and female being together. So this is directed at the man. Vein Kates the Kolamolo, this person who has this work will never stop working. Who yiga b'chavudah, so this person will struggle with his work and will toil with his work. Vein lo hanoam imenu, he'll never get pleasure from it. Umashakasa ma'achre shevis, so this phrase where it says that after shevis, what shevis mean? Resting? Pirush ma'achre naicha, that he holds off the pleasure that he could get. Shema'achre munuchasim ayedei shema'achre lisa isha, and so that the rest that a person can get is held back from him because he hasn't gotten married yet. Now there's an implication to this, because the Zohar wants to hold that a woman is to a man a form of protection. Because if we say that Rava referred to his wife as the Beisahu, the Beisahu is a word for wife, but the root word of that is house. A woman is like a house for a man that he could dwell inside of. Kamadat Amar, like you say, ki bo Shabbos, says Yishperusho, noch bebenucha, a real serious rech, harishamilu Shabbos, he lashon menucho. So Shabbos and Shabbos, those words are you won't find rest, because there's no place to rest without a woman. Begin to eat the sechel the gabi barnash, ihu naicha the gabi bada. Kizacha isha ela ish, the wife in relation to her husband. Vadai hi lo meducha, so she is his comfort. Shematzlicho minachet, because what does she do? She saves him from sinning. And what does it mean when it says that he eats the bread of depression? Befarish my lechem etzavim, and he wants to explain what does it mean by the bread of depression. Eza lechem nikra lechem etzavim. So what bread is called by this name? Mamar the kad bar nash islay benin. When a man has children, hahu nama the anchel, that bread that he eats, achelei bechedva, he eats it in happiness and joy, but berus to the liba, and with a willing, wanting heart. As a lechem shuhu oichel. Because the person is happy that his children are eating with him. But a person who doesn't have children, that bread that he's eating, he eats it in sadness. He eats it in sadness. So these are the ones on it. It says, it's a depressing bread. Why? Because he never married. He never gave birth to children. What it written said that you give to her what sleep to her, this one and only. What does it mean that he gave to the one and this only one? So who is it called, the precious one? Let's call it that, to a Kodesh Baruch Hu. That's a person whose root of his life is blessed. What does it mean? It means Baruch is also lashon of flow, things flowing out. That out from his fount, the fount of his reality. I don't really understand that 100%, but it's a concept of inside of us is also a point at which life starts. And that life starts, we can translate that into our children via our wives. The person gives him sleep in this world. That is not in this world, in that world. In other words, a place of rest in that world. Like you said, and he rested, or he laid down in his grave. Shinascha, that your sleep, Tihia Arevis Alecha, should be something very sweet and very comforting for you. Begin to is lechuloka ba'alma da'asi, because in your sleep you have a portion in the next world. The vishu yesh lo chelik ba'olam haba acha T.K.E when the T.K.E will come. Begin haku bar nashkev, because of that person, the vishu zeha adam yishka bekeva bebenucha. So this person, now we understand, when his time is done in this world, he lies in his grave in comfort and rest. And in the end, and he will get the benefit and all the good things and enjoy for the upper world. The Gan Eden Karoelo. The Gan Eden is fit for him. The Vishabanav Yatzilo, also because his children will save him. Bedina Shagahanim, from the din of Gehenna. Vishalo Yatriduhu Mimenuchaso, and not cause him to go down from the state of rest and comfort that he has acquired. That is the Zohar for today. Hope you enjoy.